getting something out of the starting blocks. So many people think about things or talk about things,
don't
but don't
actually
actually do it.
Very true.
I think if you do it, even if it fails, you're successful. Yeah, it's about working out what media works for you. It's like, for a law firm to be doing a podcast like this is amazing. You're bang on trend. You're doing everything you should be doing.
Here at Fishers, we try and help people start the business. I think it's important that people starting out know what they might come up against to avoid claims and problems down the line.
People don't often think about that.
And it's a big expense for people as well.
It is.
But it can be costly if they don't. Hello and welcome to Fishers on the Case. This is the podcast where we talk to professionals, business owners, industry experts about their lives and their career. My name is Amanda Payne. I'm the host of Fishers on the Case and CEO of Fishers Solicitors in Ashby. In today's episode, I'm talking to Simon Baines. Welcome, Simon. Simon works for Montfort University. So let's crack on. So from the very early age then, did you have any dreams or goals or aspirations? What did you want to be?
Oh wow, that's a big question. I knew very early on. I was always interested in media. I did a lot of media studies and things at school.
Okay.
I was sort of fascinated by what was then radio, TV, that sort of thing.
Yes.
So my career started to go down that path.
Okay, so you did A-levels and uni. Did you go to university?
I went to uni in London.
Okay.
Which was amazing. That just opened my eyes. I sort of woke up to the world, found my confidence, did some amazing work experience, things like that. I almost got an amazing job on The Big Breakfast.
Oh, did you? With Chris Evans back in the day?
Yeah, and I was given the job on the condition that it wasn't axed. And then I was told a week later it was axed. So the dream to work on that ended. But I learnt so much in London. And then I came back to Leicestershire.
Yeah.
Did some quite normal office jobs and things like that, and sort of went down that route really.
So how did you then end up working at a university? Was there a turning point that...
I'd wanted to work there for quite a while. I think I was quite intrigued by the breadth of what they do. The fact they work for young people. It's known to be a very creative university. It has big creative industries, so it ticked my boxes there. I went in through a route where it was a brand new team. It was all about supporting business.
Yes. Business startups in particular, or?
It was SMEs at the time. So there was quite a breadth of it. And I went into a job where it was a bit of a learning ground. So really my job was to help get this team up and running. Then I moved on and started to support startups, and that's where all of that kind of work started. And now I work really specifically with students and graduates, which I love.
Yeah. So you help them set up their own business, they're entrepreneurial and big ideas.
Yeah, that's right.
So trying to make their dreams come true, I suppose.
Exactly. So it's half about new business creation and educating students on how to be freelance and be their own boss, but it's also about anyone can learn and develop entrepreneurial skills and apply them in a business.
Oh, that's interesting. So I thought some of that was more natural than taught. So that's really interesting comment.
That's a fascinating side of it. We can all be entrepreneurial in our jobs.
Okay.
Quite often we don't really stop and think about that. We go about the job and you
the day
get
job.
into a groove. You don't often sort of stand back and take that helicopter approach. And we essentially teach people how to do that.
Wow. Does it take a long time to learn how to do that?
No, but we get people to open their eyes through all sorts of different things. So we do like programs, events, networking events. We take students overseas to other countries so they can learn how, because businesses and universities do things very differently in America or Europe, and you go into a business over there and you'll see something different. Like you would if you went to somewhere in Spain
and I went
something.
To a law firm, it'd be different.
Maybe they have siestas, but you find something, you can bring it back, and that's the bit I love doing. That just going out, seeing how people do things. And it's very different depending on what the industry is and the business. But you can all learn things and apply them.
Is that quite a challenge when all these people have got their different ideas and different businesses that they want to evolve and make good? I mean, that must be quite different.
It is,
and a challenge to sort of. That must be a big area to cover.
It is, because you get all sorts of different business ideas and things like
Yes.
that. We're not in a position, I would never judge someone. I'm not there to say
No.
your business is great or I don't think it works.
Yeah.
That's not what we do at all. I think everyone can make something work. Yes. It might need to go through different stages of evolution, but we don't judge. But you get all sorts of weird and wonderful ideas and things.
Yeah, definitely, as they go on their journey. You touched on media changing. How are the new businesses sort of encouraged to use all media that we have nowadays?
Yeah, good question. I mean, I love all that because it ticks my background. So I'm quite sort of astute on that and tuned into it. But yeah, it's about working out what media works for you. So, for some businesses, yes, maybe things like TikTok or podcasts or things like that would work really well.
Yeah.
For others, it's not appropriate. It doesn't work. So I think it's just about looking at what media is out there and seeing what works for you.
Yes.
It's like, for a law firm to be doing a podcast like this is amazing. You're bang on trend. You're doing everything you should be doing. There'll be many other firms looking in envy or thinking, how are they doing that?
Yeah.
And it's about embracing what is available to you.
Yeah. I think partly the reason we set up the podcast was to have guests on it, and we can learn as well, and we can take inspiration from what other people are doing.
Yeah, definitely. But not everyone's open-minded.
No. So no, we've loved having the series so far. It's been really good. It's really good.
It's brilliant, and you do find just by taking time out to talk to people and delve a little bit, we can all you take a bit of that and a bit of information from there, and
we can all learn off each other, can't we?
Yeah, I think everyone should stay curious.
Yeah. So if TikTok is the newest media, what's going to come next then? What can we move to next? I don't know. Is there anything?
Well, obviously, there's a lot of talk about AI and ChatGPT and things like that, and how it's used. I think it's a useful tool. I don't think it replaces things.
No, well, certainly not yet. Anyway,
no,
long way off.
You see all the time people can knock out a poster or something in about 10 seconds, but we can all tell it's artificially created. They all have a similar style. We're humans. We don't like that. We want to see originality. So I think the AI will obviously grow, and it will probably integrate more into the social media platforms that there are. I'm quite curious about audio, so audio podcasts and things like that, which is very, very traditional, how the traditional media comes back. So whether we'll go back to more sort of written brochures or journals, magazines, that could be the next thing. I don't know.
Maybe.
Everything goes full circle.
Well, it does look at vinyl. That's all back now.
Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. Yeah, exactly that.
And there was no vinyl for many years, was there? Now all of a sudden now
look at it.
It's worth a lot, and they're producing new music on it, which is great.
Yeah, and I think the same will happen with media. I think people switch off and they start to go backwards. So let's see what comes next.
Yeah, definitely. So are there any sort of new businesses that you can tell us about? What sort of field it's in? What people are thinking these days to try and get going with things?
We get a real mix. A lot of creative businesses, a lot of designer makers, graphic designers. Again, with the designer makers, that's quite traditional. There's ceramicists, glass blowers, people like that who now know they can make a living out of what was maybe a hobby before. So we see a lot of that, but also a lot of app development. People looking at quite traditional industries and how they can change it. So it could be hotel bookings, it could be legal advice, it could be anything, and they sort of find a twist on it and try and develop an app or a service that's a little bit different. So I think nothing's new. Everything always comes around.
Yes.
But it's new angles on things.
Yes, yeah. And has anyone influenced you in your life, in your career? Who's that then?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Well, I could give a number of answers to that. I think in terms of work ethic, I know it's cheap. Like my parents worked really hard. My dad had a job doing shifts in a factory. And I often think to myself, no matter how many hours I put in now, I don't have to do that sort of work.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do that. So I think I have a really strong work ethic. I'm not a 9 to
from
5
family.
person.
Yeah.
Don't contain it to 9 to 5. Whether that's good or bad, that's for people to decide. But I'll do all sorts of hours.
Yes.
So I think in that sort of sense, and then sort of creatively, people like, I don't know, I often say like, like Chris Evans or people like that who, they're not just a personality, they have got a real business mind behind what they do. It's very calculated, considered.
Really?
They innovate, they do new things. So I think anyone who sort of does that, I always tune
Yeah,
into
you
what
must
they're
know more
doing.
about him than I do.
I know.
I know him as obviously TV host and radio personality.
Yeah. Well, it's things like, he's in radio, but they created a visual podcast like this of the radio show, and then it ended up on YouTube and then Channel 4, and it's like you've taken a traditional
radio show and made it
and
completely
you've changed
different.
it.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Anyone doing that sort of thing,
Yes.
I'm fascinated by that.
With creative flair, really.
Yeah. I think everyone should just take a moment to look at what they're doing and just think, is there anything else we could do slightly differently? How would you get more sales if you tweaked something? Or we can all look at what we're doing.
Yeah. And talking about business startups in particular, here at Fishers, we try and help people start the business with their terms and conditions, and if they ever want to rent a room or premises, we can help with things like that. So I think it's important that people starting out know what they might come up against to avoid claims and problems down the line.
Oh yeah, totally.
To get it right from day one.
Yeah.
So we also have some similarities there in that we help new people start
Yeah, definitely. And people don't often think about that.
And it's a big expense for people as well.
It is.
But it can be costly if they don't take those steps and get the advice from the beginning.
Yeah, and quite often people dive into, they love doing the social media or designing their logo, but they don't think about, I've just employed someone, even if they're taking on, especially with students, there might be lots of cases where they're getting someone to help them.
Yes.
And it's like, you're
not
effectively employing someone. You can't turn a blind eye to law just because you think it's boring, or you think tax is scary, so you don't even think about it. You've
get an accountant.
Got to consider the whole picture, as you know.
How would you define success in business then? If that's any of your new starters or existing companies that you help, how is success defined, do you think? Yeah,
good question. I think certainly for a lot of the people I work for, I think it's just realising their vision. I think it's just actually, one, getting something out of the starting blocks.
Yeah.
I think if you do that with anything, you're successful.
Yes.
So many people think about things or talk about things,
but
don't actually do it.
Very true.
I think if you do it, even if it fails, you're successful.
Yes.
At least you took the step. And then I think I define success as innovating, keeping up with the trends or keeping ahead of the trends, not being stagnant. Obviously, there's financial success and people's satisfaction and happiness, and there's a whole magnitude of answers there. But I think initially it's just doing something.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, definitely. How do you balance risk with stability in terms of these young people?
Could you expand on that?
Well, just sometimes you might delve into something that's very risky, but at the same time you've still got to have income to pay the rent and the bills, and you've got to balance, haven't you, being your creative side and that taking it away, and then you've also got to have your sensible side and maybe do things that don't always float your boat, because
exactly
it's not as exciting or as rewarding, but you've got to have that balance sometimes.
Very
I think
true,
haven't you?
I think in terms of people starting out, the best thing you can do, students are lucky in the sense they can start something alongside their studies.
Okay.
They can have a part-time job, get a bit of income. They've got their studies and they can...
Is that what a lot of them do?
Something. Yeah. More and more they are...
To get the bread and butter. Yeah. To get some income coming in.
Not all of them want to go and work in a bar or part-time work. They're actually doing something themselves. So they're monetising a hobby. They've got support from us. They've got maybe 2 to 3 or 4 years whilst they're students. So it's quite a comfortable environment. Not everyone has that luxury. Some people start a business because they've been made redundant, or there's a global pandemic and they're forced to. So there's all sorts of different scenarios. But I think in terms of that risk factor, I mean, unless you're really financially stable, to just quit a job and do it or something like that is a huge risk. I think you have to just really look at the lay of the land before you go and do it. But a lot of people, do something on the side of your day job, build it up, and then take the leap.
And the businesses that you've seen grow and succeed, have you been able to follow a lot of them through to still going many years on?
I'm really lucky. So because I've worked at the university for 18 years now.
Right.
Which is a long time. And there are people I see on LinkedIn that I would have worked with 10, 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And either they've started their own thing or they've gone and got a job somewhere. And some of them are amazing. I mean, some are overseas, some are here or in London. And
they're doing good things.
Yeah, we do keep in touch. And I'm really active on LinkedIn. So I try and comment or like or share what they're doing.
Yes.
I think those relationships are just really invaluable to have.
Yes. You're a big user of LinkedIn, I know. Aren't you?
I'm
a big
LinkedIn
promoter of it.
I get a lot of stuff. I do spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, but it's invaluable. Like I can't stress enough.
Do you think that's the best tool, the best social media tool?
I think so.
Do you?
Yeah, definitely. If you're in business, I mean, you can get inspiration, connections, knowledge. You can shout about yourself. Let's face it.
Self-promote.
Self-promote. Do a lot of that, but. Yeah, I think it's gold. I think people should just take time to explore it and have a look. And even if you're not posting, just see what's going on there. Because we all have to learn. We're humans. We all have to learn. AI learns very quickly. We've got to do the same thing.
Yes.
And it's probably the best place to go to.
Yeah. Well, I've asked you quite a lot of questions. Is there anything you'd like to ask me? Or ask about Fishers? Or
Yeah, I would say, I suppose Fishers or legal firms perhaps are not seen as being creative. For people who don't know, maybe they're seen as quite dry industries.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that.
I know you do a lot of things, especially around well-being, mental health, and getting the teams together.
Yes.
With like lunchtime activities and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's part of our culture now. We're very keen on doing things often and promoting that.
I suppose.
And we do shout about that.
Yeah, you do. You have to. I suppose I'd ask, what have you got any highlights from that, or is there anything you haven't yet been able to get the teams to do that you'd like to do?
I think that the highlight from doing those events is that it's we all work so hard at our own desks individually, and sometimes there's not enough time to be social.
Yeah.
So making sure that we do events and especially around wellness and mindfulness, we've just had an event on that recently, and it just brings people together, and it just encourages the social aspects of working in a firm and working in an office.
Yeah.
I know a lot of firms are still working at home, some are hybrid.
Yeah.
A lot of our staff are now in every day, and it's just really nice to be able to come together and have time to be social.
Yeah.
Outside the day job. So no, it's a real benefit, and the staff here love it. Sometimes we're doing things to raise money for charity as well that brings people together. So it's part of what we do now. I don't want to see that go.
No.
And some of the people who work from home will often come in on a day when there's an activity, a social activity, which is really nice as well.
That's brilliant.
So they're making the effort to come in and join in, which is nice to see.
It's great.
So I'm really pleased about that.
I think as well, a bit like we were saying with vinyl and things going full circle, I think working from I work from home sometimes. It has its uses.
Yes.
But again, I think that will change a little bit. I think people do want to be together. I think the culture you've got here and those lunchtime things. Yeah. It's so important to get people doing that and having a laugh and
that's it. Yeah, having some joy. Yeah, because law can be dry, and dealing with clients sometimes difficult. So it's nice to have some sort of light relief as well.
Works hard. You have to play hard as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so brilliant. Well, lovely to meet you, Simon, and talk to you today about what you do at the university and helping others. That's brilliant. If anyone wants to get in touch with you, can they?
Yeah,
on LinkedIn?
Yeah, LinkedIn's the best way. Yeah, find me on LinkedIn or email me through the university, whatever. But always happy to hear from people if they want to come and do guest talks, do mentoring, all sorts of things.
Brilliant. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.